Legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones, the younger brother of Paul Three-Door Jones, has said that he wants to go all in on inflation trades and that he wants to have 5% of his total portfolio put into Bitcoin. 5%, a very attractive number. But is that the right number? Is that the right number for you? In this video, I'm going to break down different percentage allocations for your portfolio. How much Bitcoin should you have? What percentage of your portfolio should be in Bitcoin? So we're going to be looking at what some different people are saying, what the numbers are actually saying, tested throughout history, what I'm personally doing, and of course, what you may want to consider doing moving forward. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that's a topic that you would like to learn some more about, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Gently tap on the thumbs up button, not too hard. Don't break your screen or anything. It's not that serious. Just a little tap for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and get into this. So Paul Tudor Jones, he was interviewed the other day talking about inflation. And he wants to get 5% of his portfolio into Bitcoin. Now, he currently does not have a 5% allocation to Bitcoin, but he wants to up his Bitcoin. He better get moving. Well, the prices are still in a nice range, of course. But 5%, that is a heck of a number. That's a good amount of Bitcoin. You gotta think, Paul Tudor Jones, he's going to have a pretty damn big investment portfolio. So 5%, that's a pretty high level of conviction for an investor like this who takes that big perspective, the big macro perspective. But he's not all in on Bitcoin. He's also into other assets, right? He's invests in gold and stuff like this as well. But 5% of his total portfolio into Bitcoin, and that is his exposure to the cryptocurrency market. You're going to see a lot of investors like Paul who don't go into Ethereum or XRP or Cardano or any of this other stuff. They just buy Bitcoin. That is, for them, the biggest asset in the cryptocurrency market. It's the only asset they need to buy, and they will buy Bitcoin. So 5% allocation, that's pretty interesting. JP Morgan, the official bank of Satan, has said that investors could make Bitcoin into 1% of their portfolios. Just 1% means that you have a very, very low risk in terms of if that Bitcoin goes down dramatically, you haven't lost a significant percentage of your portfolio in terms of dollar value. But if Bitcoin goes up significantly, well, you've done very well in terms of your returns by that 1% portfolio investment. These guys over at Yale, this is from a 2019 study, they said that 6%, not 1%, not 5%, 6%. That is the ideal allocation for your portfolio. But what's the truth here? What are the actual numbers? Well, if we look at some different portfolio performance metrics, you start to get some very, very interesting data coming through. So here is an example of a traditional portfolio with a cumulative return of 26%. Here is it with just 1% Bitcoin, we go up to 33%, 2.5% Bitcoin up to 44.91%. So you can see the gains train starts to move pretty fast. So we start to see if the more Bitcoin you allocate, let's maybe go up to 10% here in this report, that can bring you up to 129% cumulative returns. Now, what's interesting with this is that the maximum drawdown is only 24%. So we go from a traditional portfolio with 0% Bitcoin with a maximum portfolio drawdown of 21.07%. So you get that, let's say you go for 10% of your portfolio into Bitcoin. So you do a 10% allocation of your portfolio into Bitcoin. The cumulative returns, 129%. The maximum drawdown, only 24%. So you've just by a tiny margin increased your risk, but you've dramatically increased your returns by going for a 10% Bitcoin allocation. Now, those are the numbers based on historical data, looking at a 3-year rolling analysis from January 2014 until March 2020, so that's not up to date for all of the price action of late 2020 and of course early 2021, but it gives you a good idea of historical returns of Bitcoin and portfolios that have had no exposure to Bitcoin versus portfolios that have had even a tiny percentage, 1 or 2 or 3% of their portfolio in Bitcoin, massively outperforming 0% allocations. You can see even a 3% allocation giving you a massive return over a 0% allocation to Bitcoin. The numbers really speak for themselves. Here's another way to look at it. This is taking BlackRock Global Fund or that plus Bitcoin. So you can see it without Bitcoin, right? We have a much lower rate of return for your investment, but even just a little bit of Bitcoin suddenly starts bringing your profitability way up. So just 1% of Bitcoin on top of that gives you a 15.8% total return. 10% Bitcoin gets you up to 194%. Now this is based on a specific fund, so do keep that in mind. So that is the 5-year excess total return. Here we can also see they did it with a 3-year excess total return down here with 1% Bitcoin, 2.3% total return, up to a 10% allocation to Bitcoin, 21.9%. So the numbers really speak for themselves. Buying Bitcoin, getting Bitcoin into part of your portfolio can dramatically increase your returns with only very limited risk. Of course, assuming that you do manage your risk and don't just go balls to the wall and go 100% into Dogecoin or something. We're talking about Bitcoin here. But in that Bitcoin conversation, we are increasingly starting to see investors turning to major crypto assets like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, for example, maybe even some of the top DeFi protocols like Aave, Uniswap, Synthetics, MakerDAO. These are the blue chips. These are the platforms that are much safer bets in an incredibly volatile, incredibly hype-driven, speculative market. Bitcoin, of course, is seen as the safe investment within this market. Some of those other top cryptocurrencies can be definitely much safer investments compared to a lot of the stuff in the cryptocurrency markets. And even small allocations, there's no numbers for this, but if you could imagine, for example, a 1% allocation of your portfolio into Ethereum. So maybe you do 3% into Bitcoin, 1% into Ethereum. You would have a much higher rate of return because Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin over the last year. So that's something for you to consider in terms of the percentages of your total investment portfolio going into crypto. And I know what some of you are probably saying. 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%? What are you talking about here, Lark? I'm 100% into crypto, man. I don't have any real estate. I don't have any stocks. I don't have any bonds. Bonds, man. Come on, bonds. Shh, get out of here with your bond business. I know. A lot of crypto investors are way deeper into crypto than 5 to 10%, but this, I think, is a great value proposition for investors who want to dabble, right? The numbers really speak for themselves. And I'm going to tell you what percentage of my portfolio is into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets, but just a quick note before we do. I know I get a lot of questions from you guys asking all kinds of different financial advice, which I can't give you. I get a lot of emails saying, Lark, what do you think about this? Is it the right time to buy this? Is it the right time to sell this? What do you think about my portfolio? I can't answer those questions for you. I can't give individualized financial advice like that. But I know someone who can, and that's Caleb and Brown. They're my personal broker. I've been using them since 2018. So I've been, using them to get in and out of bigger positions in the market, to cash out to fiat as well. They can also, in addition to helping you buy and sell, give you different crypto consultations, which I know is a service that a lot of you guys have been looking for, so they can talk to you about structuring your portfolio, give you different advice, especially if you're newer to the market. This could be a really valuable service for you. They can do consultations to answer those crypto questions, whether you should buy something, what, allocations for your portfolio, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're looking for that helping hand, that personalized touch to actually have somebody you can call on the phone or send an email to and they're going to get back to you with an actual answer to help you out, then check out Caleb & Brown. Use the link down below in the description to contact them, or just tell them that Lark sent you, and you will get a 30% discount on your fees when buying and selling using their OTC brokerage services. Now, let's talk about my current portfolio allocation. So currently, this is approximate numbers. It's fluctuating all the time, obviously, in terms of percentages, but this is approximately where we are right now. 30% Bitcoin. So I'm way beyond the 10% number of a total portfolio allocation that they're talking about in the Blockworks group or the Bitwise reports that we were just looking at there. So I'm way beyond that. 30% Bitcoin. In fact, I've got a very crypto heavy portfolio. Now, I'm not counting my family home in this. I don't have any investment properties at the moment. Maybe that will change in the future, but right now, this is it. Crypto, USDC, I guess it's still crypto, but dollars, if you will, stocks, and gold and silver. So that is my entire investment portfolio here. So Bitcoin, it's the rock of my portfolio. It always has been. It has always been the number one allocation in my cryptocurrency portfolio. And it kind of stays that way because for my altcoin holdings, I tend to take profits from those altcoins when they're pumping like crazy and move them back into Bitcoin, back into Ethereum, back into USDC. Now, my USDC percentage as a total of my portfolio was a bit higher. Recently, I've been buying the dip, so it was at like 16, 17%, something like that. But it's gone down as I've been buying the dip on Bitcoin and Ethereum over the last few weeks, which has been very nice, to be honest. Now, Ethereum, you guys know I'm mega bullish on Ethereum. I talk about it all the freaking time. In fact, I feel like some of you guys are probably just like, oh my gosh, Lark's talking about Ethereum again. Come on, man. Yep, Ethereum, number 2 holding. Now, USDC as being my, I guess, third biggest holding, may be a big surprise for some of you right now, but I've been talking about this for a long time. Holding a position in stablecoins gives you the ability to buy the dip. But most importantly, what I'm doing with my stablecoins, I'm yield farming. So I've got a big chunk of USDC sitting there just earning me simple passive income. And it feels really good to know that I'm getting this passive income coming in through these different yield farming opportunities or lending opportunities, so that when the next bear market comes, I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to have to worry about having my back against the wall and needing to sell cryptocurrencies that I may not want to be selling because I have to sell them, right? That's not going to happen because I'll have a nice big chunk of USDC basically being a little money-making factory for me. And of course, gives me the ability to buy into the dips when they do happen. And if the market does dip down further, which it may happen if we get the Wyckoff spring playing out, we'll see how that goes, of course, then I still have a bunch of USDC ready to deploy. I never go all in and have zero USDC available. I keep that there for me. Now, 30% of my portfolio also into altcoins. There's around like 30 altcoins approximately in my portfolio right now. Quite a few of them are very small percentages, like 0.2% of my portfolio, 0.5% of my portfolio. But my top holdings for my portfolio: Polkadot, Matic, Elrond, Ramp DeFi, and Injective Protocol. Now, I know there's going to be 50 questions about, but Lark, I can't believe you don't own this altcoin, down in the comment section. That's okay. I'm sure that your altcoin is also a special flower. And look, these are just my top 5 holdings. All the 30 of these cryptos didn't necessarily fit into this one tweet. Maybe I'll talk about my full altcoin portfolio at some point in the near future, but these are just my top holdings. I'm very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. I'm a big fan of Polygon, Elrond. I'm still just excited about that ecosystem. I think that they're going to do some really big stuff. Ramp DeFi, man, I feel like they've just been delivering on the tech. It's going to go at some point. I'm just, patiently waiting on a nice big bag Of course, that bag is a worry-free moon bag because I've already taken my profits, got my initial capital back, got some extra USDC, got some extra Bitcoin. Feels pretty good. My injective, ready to let that run as well. Of course, the main net's coming up, so definitely watching out for that. Now, before you ask, Lark, where's your Chainlink at, man? I don't own any Chainlink. I'm sorry. I know. I love Chainlink. I think Chainlink's really, really cool. It's incredibly powerful technology. I can't own every single coin. And if you're asking, holy cow, how is Cardano not a top 5 holding for Lark? That's not a top 5 holding. I got Cardano, but it's not a top 5 coin in my portfolio. And that's okay. That's okay, guys. Breathe. I know. It's going to be okay, though. Now, 10% of my portfolio in stocks. That might go up over time. In fact, I think that'll go up over time to be probably like 20 or 25% of my total portfolio, which you may think is crazy because, the returns in the stock market, definitely not the kind of returns you're going to get in the cryptocurrency market. But I want to be diversified. I think having such a giant percentage of my total net worth into crypto, could use a bit more diversification in terms of getting a non-correlated investment like stocks. That, and I'm really, really, really excited about a lot of companies that are doing really, really cool stuff in the stock world and in the business world, right? Like these renewable energy companies are doing like amazing stuff, and I'm super excited about that. I want to be a part of that too. That's why I invest in these companies, these tech companies, these renewable energy companies, these electric vehicle companies. I love that stuff. That stuff's cool, man. I'm totally into that. Then a bit of gold and silver. So I've been buying gold and silver recently. So a bit of that in my portfolio too. Around 3%. I don't really see it going any higher than that as a percentage. In fact, as I allocate more money towards stocks and stuff, this will probably fall down to being like 2% or 1.5% of my total portfolio. But I kind of like having some metals sitting around. Anyway, that's me. That's my percentage allocation for my portfolio. Now the question is, that I know a lot of you might know, well, okay, Lark, that's what you're doing, but what should I do? What is the ideal allocation for me, internet man? Well, I don't have the answer for you. I'm sorry, but I don't. And that's okay, because you need to have the answer for yourself. And look, things change over time. You're going to be constantly rebalancing your portfolio. It's going to go up and down as different altcoins and things move around. You're going to decide what an approximate number is that's going to be right for you. Maybe you're someone who wants to have 50 or 60% into Bitcoin. You're a much lower risk investor, right? You've got a much more conservative approach towards your investments. So you want to go really heavy into Bitcoin, and other low risk assets. That's cool, right? Maybe you're not even into Bitcoin. Maybe you have 0 Bitcoin in your portfolio and you're just thinking, man, I'm all about 100x altcoins. I'm either going to get rich or die trying. Well, that's an option for you as well, taking the high risk route. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Maybe I could consider me a moderately aggressive investor, whatever that might mean. But yeah, 45% of my portfolio is Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's my entire net worth, 45% into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Very bullish on both those assets long term. I think they're both going to do very, very well. Yes, we have other safer plays in there like gold and USDC and stuff. And I think my 30% altcoin allocation, that's the big money engine. And you might think, well, Lark, if altcoins are where you're really making all the money, right? Because altcoins can have those 100x returns. I mean, look at Matic. Matic did 100x this year. It's totally crazy. Why not go all into altcoins? Well, because it's high risk. And, I like to cash out my profits into the big boys. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, move it into stocks, etc. So I keep doing that. And I find new altcoins to invest in all the time, or I double down on some altcoins that have maybe, taken massive dips. And I think I'm still a big fan of that altcoin. I still think it's going to do really well. I'm going to get some more of it and add to my position. And then when it pumps, I'll take some profits, etc., etc. But for the most part, the majority of altcoins, they're money-making vehicles. So remember that in your investment thesis. Anyway, your question for today is, what is your portfolio breakdown? So what percentage of Bitcoin, what percentage of Ethereum, what percentage of altcoins? Are you invested in metals? Are you invested in real estate? Are you invested in stocks? Let me know down below in the comment section. Very, very interested to hear what you guys are investing in. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.